to talk about this. Okay. Hi guys, it's Chris here. We're going to be making some honey oatmeal bread rolls today, and I thought I was recording. This is my first time doing this, so I've already started the video and realized it wasn't even recording. So let's see. So what I've done is I boiled 2 cups of water, regular tap water, and what you'll need is 2 cups of oatmeal, and you don't want the quick oats. I just have the regular old-fashioned Quaker oats. You are going to need to get a half a cup of honey, and you're going to want to warm it in the microwave a little bit. It kind of helps it to come out of the bottle and warms it up, and things like that. And you're going to want to use 2 tablespoons of butter. So you put that in the bowl, and then you pour your hot boiling water over it and stir it up to get the butter to melt, if it's not completely melted, into the heat, and you're going to let that sit for a few minutes. Meanwhile, you're going to get your yeast, and I just have Red Star active dry yeast, and the back of it, just bought a bottle because I knew I was going to be doing a lot of baking. I love baking, haven't made bread in a long time, and my husband and my father, my whole family goes crazy over bread, and it's just so yummy. So you use 2 1/4 teaspoons, and that is equivalent to the little packets that are pre-measured. So you can use the packets or the dry yeast out of the bottle, and you want to melt that into, you want to put it into some warm water, into a 1/4 cup of warm tap water, not hot, not cold, but nice and warm to your touch. And it's up to 110 to 115 degrees if you want to measure it. I don't do that. And then you want to use a half a teaspoon of sugar, and that will feed the yeast, and it will make it poof. And so here is my yeast that has been sitting here in the bowl. Yeah, you can kind of see how it's poofed, which is beautiful. You want to let it poof. It can take up to 10 to 20 minutes. This has been sitting for probably 20 minutes while I was trying to figure out the computer. Yes, my dear. Oh, okay. This is my beautifulest daughter. This is Emma, and she has her own channel called Muffy Girl on YouTube, so please stop by. And this is her shoes that she has recently done a tutorial on. Emma, why don't you tell us about it?
Okay, so this are my shoes, and it was in my first video, and I really like these shoes because we got them for a cheap price. What was it?
$3.94 at Walmart.
Yeah, $3.94 at Walmart, and it was just really cheap for a pair of black flip-flops. And I really like these because you can make them with your friends or family or just yourself with a parent watching. So you would, and we just bought these buttons that are really cute, and they're really cheap.
In the craft department, right?
Yeah, in the craft department.
You have lots of different colors you can choose from.
And they were 29 cents, and we really liked that, and we really like these colors. But you can do whatever style you want.
Or little studs or fancy buttons. Yeah. We just wanted to do something cheaply and show that you can get a great looking pair of shoes on a budget. Now, how did you get the buttons to stick?
Well, I used tacky glue, and it really works good.
Yeah, we used Aleene's tacky glue.
Yeah.
And it dries really fast, which was really a bonus for us.
Yeah. It's a little hard to pronounce, but you'll get the hang of it after a while. And so I just really like these shoes because the glue works very good. And if you want to, and you don't feel comfortable using Aleene's or Aleene's tacky glue, you can use whatever kind of glue you would like. If I didn't use Aleene's tacky glue, I would if I wasn't comfortable with that, I would use a regular bottle glue, but I prefer Aleene's bottle tacky glue because it works very good. But your buttons might come off a little. Mine are starting to come off a little, but you can just re-glue them on, and I really like these. Yeah, I really do.
So check out her video. What's the name of your video?
Ain't no flip without your flop tutorial, and it's really fun.
Yep. So thank you so much, my beautiful assistant. So while Emma has been talking, I have just placed a towel over the bowl to help it to for the oats to just sit in the heat and to do its thing a little bit faster. So it's been sitting covered for a few minutes. By the way, you are able to, if you're watching this live and you want to ask me questions, you can ask the questions right now, and I can see them and I will answer your questions. So I'm going to take the lid or the towel lid off of the bowl, and I'm going to tip. This is my computer, but I can show you what I'm doing. Hopefully you can see that. Can they see that? Can you look in there? Can they see that?
Just a little more down. Hopefully you guys can see that.
Okay, so
we're trying our best.
You can see that the oats have puffed up a little bit, which is exactly what we want it to do. So that's perfect. Whoops. And I just bumped this with my arm. You can still see me, but I can't see the camera. Okay, so I'm just going to keep going and let the computer, it's circling, and yeah. So, okay. Close that, there we are. Okay, sorry about that.
We're back!
We're back. Okay, so now you're going to take your nice, beautiful, puffy yeast that I showed you earlier, and it's even puffed up a little bit more since then, and it's gorgeous. That's exactly what we want it to look like. So now, I'm reading my little notes here, so excuse me for looking down. So now, we're going to pour the yeast mixture into the oat mixture. So with our little spatula, we're going to just pour this in to here and get all the lovely yeast out. You want to scrape your bowl really good because all that active yeast, you want every bit of it to make our bread rise and be fluffy and beautiful. You want to put this in the sink for me, dear?
Sure.
Okay, and then we are going to add 2 cups of flour. So the computer is sitting on the flour. I'll have the computer on the oats. And I'll even tell her. And I'm sorry for that brightness behind me. But it is the way it is, and now we're learning. So I'm going to get 2 cups of flour, and so you want it kind of level. So there's a half a cup. Level. So there's 2 cups. Or actually, it's 2, so that makes 1 cup. And
1 more cup.
There's another half. And that. So 4 halves make 2 cups, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So now it says, now I've said we want this to mix up well. So you gotta put it on your mixer. I'm just gonna grab a wooden spoon, and I'm gonna mix this up really well. But you definitely can put it on your mixer or your blender, but at this point, it's not going to be tough to mix, and it smells absolutely divine. Oh, Emma, look how beautiful this looks. See that?
Well, that's very beautiful.
She's a good assistant.
Sorry about that.
My niece is just telling me my dad's coming in, and he has a wheelchair lip, so it might make noise. So I apologize if there's any weird background noise, but you understand we live here, and it's part of life. Now let me show you this wonderful, gorgeousness. Isn't that nice? And it's just really puffed up nice, and I can feel the heat coming off of it, and it's just, it smells really good. Tip it down. Okay. All right, so you want to make sure that's mixed really, really well. So stir in that really well. And I might just do this by hand. I used to do it by hand with my mom. I take my glasses off because I'm hot. Okay, my dad is coming in, but I'll let you say hi in a minute. Okay, Dad, you have to say hi. You're in a Google Hangout, and everybody can see you. Say hi.
Hi. Who's that?
This is Google Hangouts. This is YouTube Live.
Huh?
YouTube Live.
Oh.
So this is Google Hangout. You probably can't. Oh, the sun is Go over that way a little bit because the sun is blocking your handsomeness.
Yeah.
Okay, now turn.
Oh, really?
Let me deal with it.
This is my dad, Kermit. And this is him here. And we're making some honey oatmeal rolls today.
Oh, boy.
And I know they're one of your favorites.
Yep, sure is.
He
This
loves that.
This is Emma's papa. So this is my dad, Mr. Kermit.
Hi.
Okay, we're going to get back to baking now.
Okay,
Okay, so
Papa.
we're going to turn this
Before you
around.
turn, can I have that meat?
You go get Aunt Mina or Joanna so they can help Papa. Because this is live, so I'm recording.
Can I have the taco meat?
Yeah, get Joanna or Aunt Mina, please.
Did you know about my new appointment?
Dad, this is live.
Oh,
They can hear you. I can't turn it off. It's a new thing. Okay, so we're going to add 2 more cups of flour, but we're going to do a half a cup at a time. Hey, Joanna, just so you know, this is a live event. You can come in, and that's fine. Just it's a live event. So you want to add the rest of the other 2 cups. There's 4 cups total. Yep, it's okay. So we want to add a half a cup at a time. That's why I put up my half a cup. Half a cup. So we're going to put that in.
Yep. We're
And
dab that
I'm going
in
to
good.
stir it in really well. Emma, you want to get another half cup ready for me?
Sure. This one.
This one right here that's in there. This is my niece coming in to get the taco meat for my dad. Say hello, niece. This is live Google Hangouts.
Joanna is her name.
Joanna is her name. And now it's starting to get elasticized and sticky.
That's good.
Good. Hold on 1 minute though. I need to make sure this is completely stirred in. And you
So
want to
you're gonna
scrape.
need a half a cup.
Yeah. And you want to scrape the sides of the bowl. Careful. And you want to make sure you get to the bottom. And I can feel my arm is getting a workout. I might go to the mixer. Okay, go ahead and pour that in.
So I'm gonna start pouring this in.
Okay, just go ahead and dip it. Let's not shake it everywhere. All right, the counter don't need it. So I'm going to mix this in. Boy, my left arm is going to look gorgeous. So we're going to scrape.
It's gonna turn into a doughy mixture.
Yeah, and it's starting to get it's sticky, which is good. That's what we want it to do.
Yeah, like if you're making Play-Doh or something like that, it'll get sticky if you add water with oats and something like that. In like in this recipe.
Okay, now it's getting harder for me to mix it. I've got this all mixed in, so I'm going to scrape this down. Emma, go ahead and get another half cup ready for me.
I'm gonna get another half cup.
She's a great assistant. Okay, so we're going to scrape off our spoon that we were stirring it with, and I'm going to get it on the mixer, so go ahead and pour that in.
And you're gonna want to level it out good. You can
She
do
just
it with your hand.
Level it out with her hand.
Or you can do it with a butter knife.
And back with the butter knife.
Because
Yeah?
it'll just make your hands fluttery.
Okay, so we're going to pour that in. Let's not shake it. Tip it. There you go. So now, Emma, carry this over to the mixer and push that chopper back, and I'm going to carry the computer. So excuse me for being wiggly. Okay, and the microwave is going off right on top. Let's see. Where is a good place that we can set the computer? Oops. Okay, so you can kind of see the mixture. You can see the beautiful and talented Emma. Okay, that's okay. Scoot over for me. Scoot over for me. No, it's okay.
So we're just going to put it in at the blender.
Yeah, we're going to put it in, and I'm going to grab my paddle attachment, just like this, because if I try to use the whisk, it would just get in there, and it doesn't need to be whisked. So we're going to put that in.
Sorry about the brightness on camera. We're just really bright today in San
It
Diego.
helps when you plug it in. Yeah, it tends to help. Okay, it's plugged in. You don't want to go too fast because the flour would go everywhere. Go ahead and grab one more half cup of flour. And I'm going to grab my notes, so excuse me. I'm walking away. Okay, we want to stop it and scrape down the side. Yep, sure can. So I'm going to lower it and scrape down the sides because it will stick, and the dough is still nice and sticky, which is good.
And you're going to need 1 more half cup of flour, and like we said earlier, you can use any type of knife or your hand to scrape it off so it's nice and even.
Okay, I'm going to turn this off and go ahead and pour the last half cup into the bowl, please.
So we're just going to pour this in here.
There you go. Good job.
And I'll be right back.
All right. So can you so at first, so I don't get a shower of flour. Oh, that rhymes. Okay. So then the dough will start to pull together, and then we're going to need to get a floury surface going here. But I don't need to do that because I have a kneading attachment, so I won't need to do that. So I'm going to lower this and change my attachment, and you can see how thick. I think you can see that. How thick it is getting. Let me turn the under cabinet lights on. You can see how thick the dough is getting, and it's sticking really well to the side. And it's very firm now. Okay. Remember, you guys can ask any questions at any time while we're doing this live event, even after, and I will respond. Okay, it's very sticky and elasticy. So I'm going to put my kneading hook in there now. And I'm going to grab some more flour. I'll get that. I'll get it. Jenna, you're just pushing it around. You're just pushing it around. Okay, so we're going to get a little bit more flour. And that's probably 2 tablespoons. I'm not measuring it out, as you can see. I'm just going to sprinkle it over the dough. All over. Okay. I'm going to turn this on. Let it go slow. This is our kneading hook. And we're kneading it out, basically, or you can do it on the counter, lightly follow the surface and knead it with your hands, or squeeze it in your hands, whichever way you want to do it. I'm going to get my towel, get my dough on me, and that's my hand off. Okay, that's mixing really well. There's still flour there, but something better. So I'm going to add a little bit more, probably half of what I added that last time. I'm just going to sprinkle it in as it's moving. I'm going to let it knead nice and well. And I'm going to grab my spatula and push down on the sides to get the dough down and the flour. Or I should turn it off while I'm doing that. What have you made over there?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just making a little surprise mixture.
I don't like those kind of surprises.
It's a good surprise.
And then we're going to turn it back on. Alright, it's cutting off my head. But we're turning it back on now, and let it get mixed up again. And I can see the flour's all mixed in, so I'm going to mix in a little bit more flour because it's not pulling together yet. It's still sticking to the sides of the bowl. So we're still mixing it. And let me know if you guys like these live events. You don't have to watch it live because it's recording and it's on there forever, which is nice. If you ever want to make bread, or at another time we have all the ingredients, then you can. You can see how it's done step by step. I'm going to turn it off and scrape down the sides again. Actually, I have to go lower now. That's good because it is starting to grab onto the kneading hook, which is good. That's what we want it to do. Okay, turn it back on. Okay, add a little bit more. same amount I've been doing. Now it's just spinning around the hook, which is a good sign. That's what we want to do. Let me pick up the camera, sorry for the bright spot, and show you what I mean. See how it's just going around the hook now in the bowl? That's exactly what we want it to do. That's right. So if I was squeezing it in my hand or on the flour surface, that's what we would want it to look like when you do stick to itself. I'm going to keep kneading it. I'm going to add a little more flour. It's still sticking on the bottom. I'm going to turn it off this time so I can get it, the flour where I want it. Just going all around. Turn it back on. So this is a new thing for me because I usually make videos and then I go and the Windows Media Player and edit it and be able to take out my mistakes or whatever. So this is live, so if you make a mistake, you kind of roll with it. Okay, so it's picking it up, but it's still sticking on the bottom. I'm going to do a little bit more flour. And let it do its thing. What, honey? My daughter is talking to me. It's still mixing. Okay, so it's mixing up and it's still sticking on the bottom, so I'm going to scrape it again. And now it's trying to have dry pieces, and when I touch it, when I touch the dough, it's not sticky. So that's good. That's what we want it to do. I'm going to take the dough off the hook a little bit, kind of push it down, and let it pick itself back up. Oops, wrong about this. I'm just doing it on stir. I'm not even doing it fast. You don't want to knead fast. You don't want to go crazy. You just want to kind of nice and knead it in an even motion. Okay, it's picking up even from the bottom now. I'll show you. Looking really good now. See how it's picking up even from the bottom? It's exactly what we want it to look like. It's all pulled together. When you touch the dough, it's not sticking to your fingers. It is looking really, really good. You touch it. Sticking a little tiny bit. I'll add a little bit more flour here. Knead it. Probably when I pushed it down and it picked back up, maybe on the inside it wasn't kneaded. You know, on the inside, so that was good. I thought I did that. So it's sticking on the bottom now. More. A little bit more flour. And let it pick it all up. And as it goes around, it's going to pick up any of the loose flour. There we go. And turn it off and take it off, push it off the hook again. And it's firmer this time. We don't want it to become a rock, but it's firmer this time. That's what we want. So I can scrape it off the bottom easily. So that's good. I'm going to lower it. So I can really get down there and turn it, kind of turn it over. And the bread dough is nice and warm. This is the dough, and you can see how nice this is. See, it's sticking to my fingers a little bit, so it means it needs to be kneaded a little bit longer, but it's coming out nicely. It's very much on its way to where we want it to be. So I'm going to put a little bit more flour in there, and then put it back on, but it needs some more. It's a really simple, easy recipe, which is nice. Doesn't have a lot of ingredients, which is nice. I can't remember if I said it on this one or when I thought I was recording, but I have ordered some wheat berries, and I'm going to start making my own flour, mill my own flour, and some rye berries, and do the same with that. And start slowly making the transition to doing more whole foods and things, because with flour, it's so processed, there's chemicals in it. You know, it's better than store-bought because it's more chemicals than store-bought than homemade. Oh, it's mixing up nicely now. It's not sticking on the bottom at all. Look at that. That's gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And it has kind of a, like a sheen to it. This is worth a lot. That's really good. I'm going to touch it. It's the tiniest bit sticky. I'm going to do a little more flour there. If you wanted to make an oat nut bread, you can throw a little bit of nuts in here. I'm just making a honey oatmeal bread. The dough's kind of separating at the bottom, so what I'm going to do is lower it and kind of get it off the hook again to make sure that the inside is the same consistency as the outside. Emma, that's enough supplies, okay?
No, I'm only talking to myself.
Emma, but I don't want you getting anything else out of the cabinet. All right?
There was this thing I needed.
Emma, did you hear what I asked you to do? You heard me, so please do the right thing.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, so I got it off the hook. I'm going to raise it again so we can get it mixed in really well. Oh, my hands are kind of flour. I'm going to rip them out here. Okay, it's mixing nicely. It's not sticking to the bowl. All the flour residue has left the bowl and it's inside the dough. I'm getting my hand really dry so I can feel the texture of the dough. I'm going to turn it off. Okay, that's really nice. It's a little tiny bit sticky, but it's okay. That's exactly where we want it to be. So I'm going to let it knead for a minute or two more. Maybe add just the tiniest bit more flour. And you're going to want to turn your oven to 350 degrees. And you're going to, you want to preheat it however long your oven takes. And then I don't know how long they're going to cook. Probably, about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, because it's not a whole loaf. They're going to be little rolls. So we're going to have to go with it and kind of see, but I will let you know as we go along here. But it does have to rise first for an hour, and I'm not going to make you watch me for an hour doing nothing. So I'll do this in two parts. The live hang out in two different parts so it can rise, and then we'll come back and we'll do it again. So we're going to turn that off now. And now what we want to do is we want to get another bowl, a large bowl. And we want to lightly oil the bowl so the dough, the point is so the dough doesn't stick to the bowl. So I'm going to grab some oil. Okay, so grab my oil. No, don't put that there. It's going to make a mess. Okay. So I'm going to pour a little bit of oil in there. Probably a teaspoon or a teaspoon and a half. Just a little bit. And you can put a baggie on your hand and kind of move it around, or a paper towel. I'm just going to grab a little baggie. A little snack-sized bag here. Hopefully the lighting is okay for you. It's not too bright. And I know right there is a terrible spot. I'm just moving the oil around now with my fingers and getting the whole bowl covered, so because we do not want that dough to stick to the bowl, and it would if we didn't do this important step. I'm going to turn this off in a minute. You can talk to me in. So we're going to lower this and get the dough off of the hook. Just a minute, please.
Okay.
Get this hook out of here. Okay. And the dough has lost a little bit of heat now from all of the working it. We're not working with our hands, so it didn't get any heat from our hands, so it has stuck to the bowl a little bit more now. I'll use my spatula. You don't need to do that, you need to see. That's her telling you to give this a thumbs up.
Yep.
Okay, get the dough out of the bowl, and you just kind of want it to kind of pull it a little bit, like push it toward the inside middle, just like this. That's how we're going to form our rolls later. But see how it's kind of shiny on the top, and you want to lay it top side down first, and kind of roll it around. Let me tip this, pull that down, roll it around in the bowl, and then you can flip it over. That's enough, sweetheart. And then flip it over and let it roll around until it's glistening like this, and it's kind of slides where you roll the bowl. That's exactly what we want it to do. So now we're going to cover it, and they say with a moist towel, and this is kind of damp, and we're going to set it by the oven. My oven isn't even turned on yet, but I'm going to turn it on right now. I know. So it's sitting in the back. Whoops. I want to look at my stomach. So it's sitting in the back. It's going to rise for an hour. So in an hour, I will restart this Hangout. So please be sure to ask your questions, comment, subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up, and like us and share the video. Thanks so much. We'll be back soon.